Hey everyone, it's the Velveteen Duck. What better way to start off 2024 than by roasting how 2023 went? Remember back at the start of 2023, there was a big community Q&A posted by Shanty that roughly detailed some promises? It's time. Let's see how many things they managed to deliver. Keep in mind that some questions were duplicates or didn't include promises, so I might skip over some questions just to save some time.
When will the loading issues and high latency for players be fixed?
We are currently working on multiple ways to implement that to prevent it from occurring as much as possible. Everyone has been made aware that this is a very important topic. Therefore, it is being treated and worked on as a high priority.
We're off to a strong start with the first question. Side note, did you guys notice whose voice I'm using for reading the replies? Leave it in the comments below if you figure it out. There's a reason why I picked that particular voice. Now, by placing the question first, it showed the team understood this problem was a priority. Then, promptly failed to deliver. I was absent from DSO for over 6 months, thanks to real-life issues, but I still skim Discord server periodically. And boy oh boy, there were a lot of issues with error 36 this year. The loading screens are still as laggy as ever. Therefore, I am going to say, failed to deliver on this promise.
Is there a way to test new updates, events, etc.?
Yes, you can play on our test servers to try out our content before it's being released on the live servers.
The good news is that Bigpoint is consistent. The bad news is that Bigpoint is consistently bad. The test server has been around for as long as I can remember, but that's okay. We will do as we have done in the previous decade. Use the live servers to test features, or on the odd time we do use our own test servers, we're not going to fix the bugs that you found. I mean, come on, I managed to make a whole video fixing the storyline of the Land of Immortals. This is stuff taken from the live server months after it was released. The video doesn't even include all the random and extremely obvious bugs one would stumble on with literally just one playthrough. I'm not even trying to break the game, I'm literally just playing, and I would like run into these bugs. So, kind of debatable if the second question was actually a promise or not. I'm gonna say it is, but also failed to deliver. We will skip past question 3 though, that one wasn't really a promise in the first place.
When's the new class gonna get released? Is there a release date for that upcoming class?
Questions 4 and 6 are just going to be lumped together since they're basically the same thing. Well, 2023 is over. We have no real new info, sneak peeks, teaser trailers, or anything at all about the new class. The last thing we heard about this class was this picture in 2021. And as far as delivery goes, it definitely didn't make it in 2023, so it's gonna get a 0.5 on failed to deliver. Let's see about that 2024 promise though. I am gonna go out on a limb here and say it probably will not get better from here. The last class that was released, and I had to go double check on this, was Dwarf, back in 2013. It's been over 10 years, so unpopular opinion here, but I don't think we're gonna see a new class anytime soon. I will be happy to be proven wrong though.
Will tanks receive some love? Perhaps a mythic set for tanking?
A mythical item was recently introduced, but not as equipment. More mythics are not planned as of now because they would most likely be the best items, and the focus now is to balance the PvE experience and farming in general.
Okay, Shanty worked really hard at dodging the actual question. So the question was, are you gonna buff DKs? And the answer was, rebalance everything. Okay, that's fine, but rebalancing did not happen in 2023. Like, your ducky is still playing with the same shitty build and shitty equipment in 2023 as I was in 2022. The overall PvE and farming experience hasn't changed at all, so did not deliver.
Are there plans to put the Jewel of Gem Fortune in a progress bar? Are there plans to introduce ways for getting Jewel of Focus better?
You know what's funny about questions 7 and 8? They actually outdid themselves on this one. They're like, no. We're not gonna make it easier to get. No way, not happening. Then the Christmas tree happens, and all this just goes right out the window, and everyone who spent a decent amount of time spamming clicks in the urban area now has every single jewel. I'm not gonna add this one to their score. It's not gonna matter in the end though. You'll see why.
Are there plans to actively use rune dust?
Yes, there are plans we would like to introduce. More information will follow in a separate post once everything is finalized.
This one's funny. Not only does Rune does not have a new function, but I rummaged up and down the forums and Discord and there was no separate posts. So I'm guessing nothing was ever finalized either.
Will you introduce more rewarding endgame content?
Yes, there are plans about introducing a more rewarding endgame experience.
I tried. I really did. The Land of Immortals doesn't count as endgame content by any means, and there isn't really anything else added in 2023 that even remotely counts.
Any plans to make achievement points more attractive? Benefits to obtain titles and adding more titles in general?
For this one, I actually rummaged through the patch notes for 2023 and found several new achievements and titles. There might have been more that I missed because I didn't have time to read every single line, but you get the idea. There wasn't a lot done. They did add a feature where players with 8,000 achievement points had more rewards from Big Game Hunt. I can't really even call this new or innovative though, because changing event rewards based on achievement points already existed in the game. Give this one a 0.5 towards keeping the promise because it did add some incentive to getting the 8,000 achievement points. The whole title improvement portion didn't happen, so 0.5 for promises broken. This score is absolutely abysmal though. Why am I doing this again?
Any plans to rework parallel, unique sets, and regional sets?
We are planning on reworking them, yes.
Rework? Why do we even need a rework? We all know the Durian set is the most OP set in the whole game. Okay, seriously now, not a single one of these sets or individual items was touched in 2023. And the thing is, some sets are so bad that upgrading them is literally low-hanging fruit, and they didn't even tinker with that.
Is there a chance to make the mythical set easier to obtain?
The Big Game Hunt event will be active more than once a year, so you won't have to wait that long. We are planning to do the Big Game Hunt event every 2 to 3 months.
I went and rechecked all the event schedules for 2023. Big Game Hunt was only run once, in March. So this promise was not kept at all. So for those of you who missed out on BGH, good luck. Live without the mythic sets, I guess.
Oh, when will the pirate event happen?
It is planned to come after the anniversary event.
Pirate event never happened. If anything, there actually was a subsequent event plan published in March that basically said, it's not going to happen.
And when will there be DTU?
Dragan will come out early this year, and DTU on the other hand is yet to be decided.
This one's pretty funny because the promise that was made wasn't what the question was asking. That's okay. Dragan event did happen once in 2023. That was back in May. Wow, we actually have one whole promise being kept. I'm just blown away right now.
Plans to increase the affection of equipment bases to your stats?
Yes, with the content expansion.
With the content expansion?
We're not 100% sure how big the reworks are going to be yet, but since the monster values and character values will change, so will the equipment items in general.
Wow, big promises and no delivery. We did have a content expansion, but monster and character values didn't change and neither did the equipment. I mean, we did have a new set from the Land of Immortals, which I have to censor so I won't get flagged for nudity.
Will we make the Fallen Stars obtainable?
Yes, with the rework of the cube set.
Well, guess what? The Fallen Stars aren't obtainable and the cube set hasn't been reworked.
Will there be the Smuggler event again?
Yep, there will be.
This was one of the few promises that they were actually good at keeping. The Smuggler event was run a whopping 8 times last year.
Implementation of new difficulties which encourages group play?
There are plans to implement harder mechanics in fights, which also include the rework of some items and sets.
Beside me, we have examples of harder mechanics in fights. No, We have the same old stuff we've always had. If anything, it might be worse than before. We will skip evaluating the last question on the slide just because they said no to it anyways.
Will there be a guild versus guild tournament?
The idea sounds very fun. I hope to host one in the future.
Yo, that one's cute. I looked everywhere for this tournament. It was never mentioned again.
Will there be more guild-related content?
Sadly, guild is a feature that has not been touched for years, but we have some ideas in store to make it more crisp.
Guilds are literally just a chat channel in this game and an extra title after your name. Nothing's changed.
What are the plans to close the gap between early, mid, and end gamers?
There will be a rebalance in terms of bosses and monsters, as well as with the quest rewards and the level you unlock parallel worlds.
You know none of this happened, right? Quest rewards are still terrible. If anything, the new areas probably have even worse quest rewards, and parallel worlds still accessed at the same level it has been since December of 2020. We'll also skip past the last question on this slide and the first question on the next slide because there's no promises made in these months.
Will you make the game more solo player friendly?
We are continuously thinking about ways to make the game more solo friendly as well.
Technically speaking, they didn't totally lie. If you farm the Christmas tree, you can now have nearly infinite premium, free respawns on most maps, and you probably raked in all the jewels while you were at it, so you should have powered up and can solo the game. But if you missed or you didn't abuse the tree, well, that's your problem. You know what, we're gonna give them 0.5 for effort.
When will we publish the roadmap of 2023?
The roadmap is currently being chucked and finalized. It will be published as soon as we get the final product.
You know, I went searching for this one. So we never got a roadmap. We just improvise.
Will there be more levels added to the game?
No.
And thank goodness no, the game was already broken enough. We don't need new levels.
Any news regarding an official DSO stream?
I am currently working on setting up the official DSO Twitch account. Unfortunately, there are some issues that need to be resolved first, but once it's resolved, I'm planning on streaming regularly and hosting a lot of community events for everyone.
It's been a year, Shanty. How long does it take to sign up for a Twitch account? Do you need a webcam? I'll donate mine, or maybe you can use your cell phone. Like, how hard can this be?
And what about the content creator program?
It is still being worked on.
I haven't heard anything about the content creator program. I was part of the old program, so everything is still at the bottom of my videos because I haven't deleted it from my templates. But the content creator program does not exist. There is new content creators, not many, but a few, which I would love to see get some support.
And what about the PvP rework, modes, maps?
There is a further PvP rework plan featuring a new PvP mode and a whole revamp of the skill tree. It is planned to happen this year.
There was actually a survey that went out sometime in July about PvP. Nothing was done though, mind you.
Any plans to rework the base skill tree for all classes?
There are plans to rework both PvP and PvE skill trees.
You know, I'm using the exact same build as what existed last year. There was no rework. We're almost at the end, but the score is beyond saving. We will skip to the next question though.
Will there be a server merger or will we implement a server change?
It is currently being discussed and we are looking into it.
Ah, this one. Why make a bad situation better when you can make it worse? Welcome to the family, Steam Server Herald. Like, we had so many dead-looking servers already, why not add one more to the collection? We'll be skipping right past the next two questions.
Any plans to increase the essence bag?
There are ideas to increase the capacity of the inventory and free up space for more items.
It's okay, inventory is just as crowded as it's always been. The other name for this game is Inventory Management Online, and you can spend hours playing it every day. There is no separate bag for essences. Just start burning your consumables, people, seriously. We'll skip past the next two questions since they don't include promises.
Will there be a faster way to smelt gems?
Yeah, we talked about it and compiled a couple of ideas.
Ah yes, and here we are, the highlight of 2023, the gem smelter. Finally! I don't have to kill my brain cells, finger, and mouse every time I'm cleaning my inventory of the million gem types.
Any news about new maps or regions?
Yes, there'll be more maps and regions to play on.
They didn't lie. There are new maps and regions to play. The problem is, the quality of these maps is so bad and buggy that it's questionable. I mean, the Land of Immortals was so bad, I made a whole video months after its release fixing the questline. I don't care, they can steal what I've written, but the current expansion is so bad, it's laughable. Finally made it to the last slide, though.
Are there going to be more methods to obtain broken multi-tools?
Yes, more methods of obtaining broken multi-tools and turning normal multi-tools into broken multi-tools are being thought of.
There is no new way to convert them. It's still the same as before, where you have to click individual plants or rocks. We'll skip ahead to the next question.
Will you rework the daily quests?
Yes, reworking them is on our agenda.
Well, then it fell off the agenda. Daily quests are still awful to shuffle, tedious to do, and the rewards aren't amazing. And with that, we'll skip that last question as well, since no promises were made. So we're sitting at about a 21% fulfillment rate. Look, if this was a relationship, I would have told you to dump that other party ASAP, because they can't be saved. But this is a game, so I guess I'll reiterate something I've said many times before. If you still enjoy it, by all means play it, but don't come to this game with expectations of great new developments or improvements. Drakensang Online is probably on its way out. For me, I'll probably still play on and off due to nostalgia until it's gone. What are you going to do though? Leave it in the comments below. Wishing you all a wonderful 2024. Take care, everyone.